Aloha, beloveds. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm here under the maple trees near a creek, beautiful creek here in Williams, Oregon. And yeah, I'd really love to speak to something that's really on my heart, that's really important to address and really important to pay attention to, and a call to action for the sisters right now to gather. And this is something I've really been speaking to. Yeah, I've been for a while now. I have been feeling called to hold space for women's circles, for women gathering. For the past 6 years, I started my first, it's not mine, but I activated and opened my home up to the sisters to gather for the first time in Eugene about 6 years ago. It was super potent, and the reason I did that is because I so needed the sisterhood. I so needed women to gather with and to share with and talk about issues related to motherhood and femininity and being a womb carrier, and yeah, navigating the world in a female body, and just being human. Just being human and embodying um, um, flesh as spirit. And so I want to talk about the red tent and the red tent movement and how that's affected me, and how it's sort of evolved in my awareness, in terms of how I feel about that. And um, yeah, I just want to speak to how potent it is when women gather. And uh, uh, it's you never know what's going to happen, what's going to be shared, what's going to be said, yeah, what's going to be expressed. Women are have a lot to say right now, and I'm so grateful to witness the sisters and witness myself in the circle. And every second Saturday of the month, I hold a womb circle in Eugene, Oregon, and I just want to put out that invitation for sisters to come and partake of that medicine. I serve cacao, and we do yoni steaming. We sing songs. We paint. We activate our voices. We express creatively. I hold space for talking circles, pass around a rattle, and we all get a chance to share and be heard and be witnessed and be seen. That in and of itself, that practice is so potent, so powerful, so transformative, so transformational, in so many levels. And I've seen great growth come from that. And yeah, the red tent movement, they used to have spaces for women to go and bleed when they were bleeding, and that in turn would be a time for the women to come together and commune and talk about birthing, talk about motherhood, talk about the men, talk about relationships, talk about sexuality, talk about the earth, the elements, and so now that we don't live in tribes, we live in cities and towns, and we're all sort of scattered and have more of a feeling of separateness from one another. It's super imperative that we make the space. We uh, um, go to the gatherings. We partake of the medicine. We show up. We show up. And that is really like 80% of it is just showing up and witnessing and being present and listening and tuning in. And that's actually the hardest part, I've noticed, for a lot of sisters. And um, is just coming, just getting in the car and coming to the circle. So I want to encourage sisters to come, because even if you're not feeling like you yourself personally need that medicine at that time, many sisters do need you to be there in your strength, in your core essence, in your power, uh, in your wellness, in your health, in your feeling good, that good vibration. Uh, the sisters really appreciate that, because chances are there's many of us going through trying times, challenging times, and high emotions, a range of emotions. And so when we come together, it makes it like a complete um, spectrum of emotions, all of it: joy, sadness, grief, frustration, anger, all of it is present in the circle, and it shifts every moment. And it's really, really beautiful to witness. And so I encourage, sisters to create circles, where you live you can't find a sisterhood circle, I'm happy to guide you and encourage you into how you can kickstart that, how you can activate that where you live. And yeah, just encourage you, you got this, you can do it. I learned so much about myself through just doing, just trying, just getting out there and trying, and eventually, I'm just so very much learning all the time how I can hold space and how I can be present, how I can actively listen and reflect. And these womb circles that I've been holding, we talk about consent, we talk about reflective listening, we use a lot of nonviolent communication. I teach that, I hold space for that to be present, active listening, and particularly right now because of all the things that are happening in the laws in terms of women's sovereignty, womb sovereignty. I'm really, really, really calling in powerful women. All women are powerful. All women are healers. But the women who specifically have a gift and a passion for assisting sisters with fertility awareness and conscious contraception, pregnancy release. I have a lot of wisdom around that, and I've given birth 6 times. And yeah, I'm just really grateful for that opportunity and all that I've learned about birthing and pregnancy release. And I'm happy to share that in the circle. There's herbal allies you can work with to create womb sovereignty, natural contraceptives and natural fertility aids and plant medicine that will help your body release in early pregnancy. And so these are all things that I want to talk about. I want to share. I want to pass this information along, this womb wisdom, these herbal medicines that are present that our ancestors have known about for a long time, but the knowledge has been lost or buried or covered up or hidden from us, honestly, hidden from us on purpose. And so it's important that we uncover this information, we talk about it, we share it. There are women out there who know things I don't know, and I know things they don't know. We come together, we share, we impart wisdom to one another, and we learn from one another. So please come to the circles. Please share your medicine. Please bring your knowledge. Please bring your wisdom. Please show up for the sisters. Show up for yourself, and that's how we create the world that we want. When we show up in love and a spirit of wanting to assist and be in service. So the next womb circle is coming up here tomorrow in Eugene, Oregon. Please reach out to me if you'd like to join. And the next 2 that I'll be holding will be in Ashlànd, Oregon, and then I'll be holding one in Portland, Oregon. And yeah, we'll just continue from there as Spirit leads. And yeah, I'm going to share some links in the description here about womb sovereignty and medicine that I carry that I can speak to and offer a consultation around. And yeah, if you have any concerns around your womb, we, in the circle, we talk about these things a lot. So I encourage you to reach out and get the support that you need, and also be that support for other sisters, please. Thank you so much for tuning in. Aloha.